enthusiasm and commitment to safety, saying they had proven that no one is too young to make a difference. The Petroleum Dealers Association of Nigeria, PEDAN, has called on federal government to make immediate action to address the escalating fuel prices that are affecting businesses and consumers across the country. Ebonyi State Chairman of the association, Silas Njaka, made the call in Abakaliki after the state government sealed off 3 filling stations in the state over alleged meter adjustment and other sharp practices. Njaka blamed the persistent rise in the pump price of the petroleum products in the country on the removal of fuel subsidy by the federal government and called for immediate action by the president to address the challenges. The police says its operatives have arrested 4 suspected oil thieves and recovered 40,000 liters of petroleum products in Trans-Amadi Port Harcourt River State. The 4 spokesperson, Wiwade Jobi, stated that the arrest aligns with the forces' ongoing effort to combat oil theft, illegal bunkering, and economic sabotage. Adejobi noted that the suspects were apprehended by the operatives of the Inspector General of Police Special Task Force on Petroleum and Illegal Bunkering. The Police Service Commission, PSC, has approved the appointment of 4 substantive commissioners of police for Abia, Lagos, Ebonyi, and Akwa Ibom State Commands. According to the PSC, these appointment follows the recent promotion of senior police officers, which created vacancies in several state commands. The newly appointed commissioners are Issa Nda for Abia State Command, Olarewaju Lawali for Lagos Command, Anthony Anya for Ebonyi State Command, and Mila Dentawaye for Akwa Ibom State Command. Chairman of the Commission, Ashimo Aragungu, urged the new commissioners to be committed to making a positive impact on the security management of their state, as the PSC will monitor their performance. Now to the rest of the stories. Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Joseph Usef, has warned of potential river flooding of the Niger and Benue rivers, stating that a large volume of water is flowing through these rivers towards the Niger Delta region. Usef, speaking in Abuja at a press briefing regarding the flooding situation in Maiduguri, Borno States, called for vigilance in all aspects and proactive measures to address any future flooding events in the southern parts of the country. He noted that the recent flood disaster that affected Maiduguri and Jere area of Borno State was largely due to the overflow of water from the Alao Dam, located about 10 kilometers from Maiduguri city center, resulting from a massive inflow from the Gada River, a major tributary of the river. The minister referred to the 2024 annual flood outlook publication by the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, which highlighted the high, moderate, and low flood risk areas in the country. Meanwhile, the National Environmental Standards and Regulations Agency, NESRIA, has warned facilities to address complaints gaps in their operations to avoid sanctions. Director General of NESRIA, Innocent Bariko, who gave the warning while receiving a brief on the routine compliance monitoring carried out by the agency across the country, expressed displeasure over the flagrant disregard for laid-down environmental laws by facilities. Bariko noted that the agency will not hesitate to sanction any facility polluting the environment, adding that it has developed 36 national environmental regulations cutting across different sectors of the economy to ensure activities by facilities and industries do not negatively affect the environment. In foreign news now, Germany has agreed to open its doors to 250,000 skilled and semi-skilled Kenyan workers in a controlled and targeted labor migration deal. Kenya is struggling with increasing difficulties in providing work and sufficient income for its young professionals, while Germany is facing a shortage of skilled labor. While migration agreements are a central pillar in the German government's effort to curb immigration, these agreements will also simplify the repatriation of Kenyans who are in Germany without legal permission. The labor deal was signed in Berlin by Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz and Kenya's President William Ruto. It will interest you to know that 5 Kenyan bus drivers have already been welcomed to Flensburg in the north of Germany in a pilot project. In sport now, President of Super Eagles Supporters Club of Nigeria, Vincent Okumagba, has urged the Nigeria Football Federation NFF to consider appointing an indigenous coach to lead the Super Eagles. Okumagba said this should be the next line of action to move the Super Eagles forward ahead of next qualifying games. He urged the NFF to look inwards and get the best local coach to secure the World Cup and Africa Cup of Nations AFCON tickets for the country. Former Super Eagles defender and technical director of NFF, Austin Agovoin, is in charge of the team in the interim after German Bruno Labbadia, who was expected to coach the team after the resignation of Finidi George, rejected the offer following a botched contract. And that's it on the news at 6, but just before we go, maintain adequate distance from the vehicle ahead of you to avoid collision. You can follow us on various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that's the Sanwo-Olu administration constructed watch towers with alarm bells and perimeter fences and model colleges? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Lagos State Health Management Agency, LASHMA, has organized an Eco-Social Health and Alliance Ekosha Town Hall meeting with the vulnerable under Ilera Eco Health Insurance in the 5 Ibila divisions in the state. Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation Joseph Osef has warned of a potential river flooding of the Niger and Benue rivers, stating that a large volume of water is flowing through these rivers towards the Niger Delta region. We also told you that Germany has agreed to open its doors to 250,000 skilled and semi-skilled Kenyan workers in a controlled and targeted labor migration deal. Finally, sport president of Super Eagles Supporters Club of Nigeria, Vincent Okumagba, has urged the Nigeria Football Federation NFF to consider appointing an indigenous coach to lead the Super Eagles. For contacts with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adewale Oluporoku. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good evening.